that's a Stephen move. When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
What did he just say?
Hey, you're watching Fat Man DD1, you dingus. Whatever he said.
This is your boy, you know it, you already got it. Fat Man DD1 here. Kanye had a entire campaign rally. Listen, this was not a rally. I ain't gonna lie to you. Kanye is going through a manic moment. His family has said it. His wife has said it. Their family has said it. He has issues. Let's get that straight off the bat. I don't care how much people's like, but he's a genius. Yeah, but he can still be stupid. Kanye could be a smart man, but he can go do some stupid shit and say some stupid shit. He could have a compelling argument. He could be very, very articulate. But in reality, number one, this wasn't organized. There were no mics. There was no way to communicate with the people or hear what the other person had to say. Kanye was literally the loudest voice in the room, except for hecklers. I found out one thing: this man cannot take heckling. Like he cannot have a discussion. And by that, we move in to basically everything he talked about, which is abortion. And this one, yeah, this is a whole conversation within itself. Let's just see how this goes down.
She said she was pregnant, and for 1 month, and 2 months, and 3 months, we talked about her not having this child. She had the pills in her hand. People know these pills where you take the pills, and if you take it, it's a wrap. The baby's gone. So I was sitting up in Paris, and I had my leather pants on. You already know, if you got leather pants on, you already know who this person must think they are. Right? And I'm in the apartment where my wife was actually robbed. And I have my laptop up, and I got all of my creative ideas. I got my shoes, I got my next album cover, I got communities, I got clothes, I got all this. And the screen went black and white. And God said, if you fuck with my vision, I'm gonna fuck with yours. And I called my wife. And she said, we're gonna have this baby. I said, we're gonna have this child. I know people that are 50 years old that didn't have the children, that didn't have that child, that have never got to experience the level of joy that I experienced having a child. So even if my wife were to divorce me after this speech, she brought North into the world, even when I didn't want to. She stood up and she protected that child. You know who else protected a child? Who do you think might have protected a child? 43 years ago, who do you think protected a child? My mom saved my life. My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
Kanye getting emotional about almost losing his daughter. Listen, that story is what it is. That is his story. His mom could have aborted him. His dad didn't. His dad wanted him to be aborted. His mom said no. That's kind of how it is. With women that get raped, it's a bigger argument. She was physically assaulted. Does she want to keep the child? Yes. But that entails mental issues. If a woman keeps that child, gives birth to it, and she is not mentally and physically and wholeheartedly attached to it, she could let it die. And that causes more problems. Certain women mentally become detached from a baby. That's why most women end up killing themselves, killing the child, going off of bridges, all that stuff. More mental issues. And they didn't have these issues down their life. These start to begin when childbirth happens, or like when they give birth to a kid. They start to detach themselves and lose themselves, and this thing is their life now. Some just want to throw it off a cliff. Others take care of it. Kanye's story is, I get it. Yeah, your dad wanted you dead, or your mom said nah, and you were like, I don't want to bring a kid in this world because I'm a rapper. You still are a rapper. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You just came out with an album, which was okay. So that argument in itself is understandable. But at the same time, yes, you're financially inclined. When a girl says, what's your point at the end of the video, it makes me think, yeah, nigga, what is your point? You're bringing up one subject for yourself. Kanye goes on to even further say in the video with the conversation when he brings the girl on the stage and brings on more people with more questions. Swear to God, if this had mics, this would be better.
When I say I had Amber Rose, what I'm saying is, there were, no, what I'm Amber Rose, people told me to not date this woman because she was a stripper. And there was a lot of comparisons to Mary Magdalene. We went to the Vatican together, and there was a painting by Raphael. And the Christian community might not like this, but there was a smudge next to Jesus at the Last Supper. And the person who showed the painting said, that was Mary. And Amber Rose saw that and started crying when she saw that the church tried to erase those who weren't good enough as they saw it in the Word. Amber started crying when she saw that. That's what I mean by that. Jesus loved all people. And when people talk about profanity and different things, and God wants us to create, is what I'm saying. But in the state that we live in right now, we eat meat. I hunt meat. In the Garden of Eden, we didn't have to. In this state right now, if someone is raped, I understand why someone would make the choice of getting a divorce. Getting a divorce or getting an abortion. And I understand if a person, if the father is not there, and I will be done with this point in about 2 minutes. Let me get it out. I understand if a person is in an impoverished community, why? Or if they are impoverished and can't afford their fifth, or their sixth, or their seventh child, or even their first child. I understand the situation that someone will be in. God still make a way. God will make a way. And those people, you have never met someone who has said, I had this child, and it was the worst thing.
The one thing about his whole speech is when he leads up to the whole him and Amber Rose and Jesus and Marilyn Maggie, I get kind of mad because he's like in the Last Supper, she was in there, but somebody smudged her face, and then they said that was Marilyn Maggie, and that was Marion. And I was just like, okay, that's cool, whatever. That didn't really care about that story. That's nice to hear, and I bet a lot of people have heard that story that she's in the Last Supper. Let's be honest and real with every single person at this moment. He says he understands how a person in poverty, how a person doesn't have the money to support their first child. Then he says fifth, sixth, seventh, whatever. Yes, Kanye, you understand. But what is the ramifications of you actually getting this? Like, what is the ramifications? I swear to God, I wish he had a microphone, and I wish he was kind of better, well prepared for these type of questions, because I feel like he's not fully prepared. He's giving out his answers at this moment, but he's not really dissecting them and really going in on them. He's just giving these out of reaction. That's why he gave a story in a lineup, and he understood why certain things happen. I get it, but the setup and the execution to me is kind of a hit or miss. You may understand it at your level of being a billionaire, but when it comes down to it, you kind of have to look at it from one point of view. Why should these people have their kids? You know what I'm saying? There are more kids in the system than there are kids being born. And you gotta look at it like, I don't mind if people adopt kids. You can raise a child to be like your own son or daughter. Even if they're not. Yes, it's a whole village mentality. But at the end of the day, love thy parent. Does not, you know what I'm saying? Love thy parent, respect. But it kind of says respect thy parent, don't love thy parent. If parents can enable hope, empathy, and make kids more better, even if they're not your kid, they can live a better life knowing that, you know what, this may personally not be my father, but I care about them, I love them, they adopted me, I have a better life, I'm able to teach and show others. And maybe if I adopt or have kids, the cycle repeats itself. He may get it, but at the end of the day, he may say that because he was able to, I didn't, you know, we had our kid, I didn't abort it. That's fine, but other people aren't Kanye. Other people don't have that luxury, and they don't have that luxury physically. Like, if a woman gives birth, she could die. Come the fuck on, like. And he kind of goes on to say some more stuff. Let's kind of dissect that.
But on the word of Jesus and community and family. So what I'm saying is, we understand we're not going to go back to women having to go in an alley and do crazy type of things. We understand the conditions. We understand the conditions of black people in America and why we break every store that's there. We understand the conditions of women in America. We understand that we live in a white supremacist world. And until that is equalized, people stand on rights that make them more equal. The idea of a woman having a choice, I understand because it says, hey, but I can do this stuff. When a black man gets mad, rap, plays ball, wears gold chain, I got gold teeth, my bottom teeth are removed from my gold teeth. And partially it's because I can do that. Partially it's because I can do that. So I understand the perspective. And here goes the liberals. He compared abortion to gold teeth. Hey, let me explain something to liberals though.
Kanye goes further on to say, and I understand where he gets that. He's like, hey, I get it. We don't want women doing back alley shit anymore. They don't have to. Black women in this country, the white supremacy. That's understandable. I get it, Kanye. I get it. He basically is okay for abortion, but he's not okay for the way it's gone down. He feels like people should have more kids because he's gotten a child and he sees how it is. And I like to preface to everybody as we go through these videos, not everybody is Kanye. Not everyone is Ye. That's as simple as that. Some people don't want to have kids. Me, myself, I may never want to have kids. I may want to have kids. I'm 27 now. Maybe when I don't fucking know. It's kind of like depending of the person. Not everyone is Kanye. Not everyone is Kanye's mom. Some people don't want to have kids. Some people do want to have kids. Some people can't physically bring kids into this world, and others just aren't ready, prepared mentally and physically. Yes, you're going to say, oh, but they shouldn't have had sex. That is true. Condoms are good for men. Birth control are good for women. And condoms that go up into the vagina for women. Like, they have those type of condoms. Those are safe for women to use if they want to use that. And something called spermicide. I don't know about that. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. On some real heat. On some real shit. Dead ass. Like, but then he goes further to say this, which I'm just like, the nigga, what?
I don't give a fuck if I win presidency or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to say I care that it's homeless people in front of the Gucci store. I care that it's people that are put in situations where they will never know how much more fits to me because the way society sets things up. I care about these things and I am in service to God.
Then nigga, why are you running? If you don't give a fuck about being president or running, why the fuck do you have a campaign trail? That whole shit right there made everything he said up until this point invalid. Nothing Kanye says to this point is coherently making sense. right? I like when he says, hey, I want people to understand what it's like to have a kid because I have a kid. Yes, but at the end of the day, that's kind of that's kind of forcing your values onto people. It is. At the end of the day, it's him forcing his values onto people. That's kind of what I got from most of this. He's forcing his value. He's like, I'm powered by God, and God is. I get it, Kanye. I get it, my nigga. There's too much talk of God here. Like, you can't run on your campaign on that, and people won't just say, you know what, Jesus, yeah. The Bible says a lot of stuff. It says, respect thy parent, not love thy parent. The Bible says a lot of shit, but none of it is all good for as a story. But if you really try to run your campaign on the full-on Bible, you're asking for problems. And that's just me. That's just fat man. I'm true, my nigga. But in all honesty, I get it. I do. But man, damn, why did you say that? That just made your whole argument just seem stupid. And really, he goes on to even further, still with his abortion stance. He kind of continues that stance after. We're still on the abortion stance here. We haven't even left it. And I'm going to be real with you. He makes kind of a point here, but it's a little iffy to me. Like, it doesn't sound logical. Just check it out.
My stance is not to make abortion illegal at all. It should always be legal, but there should be an option of maximum increase for adults. Abortion should be legal because guess what? The law is not by God anyway. So what's legality? 30 states still execute. 30 states still execute men that did not do the crime that they are being executed for in modern day mass incarceration and slavery. In 2020, abortion should be legal, but the option of maximum increase should be available. Maximum increase would be everybody that has a baby gets $1 million or something in that level.
No. If you were given $1 million, shit, $25,000. I don't believe if that gives more women a reason to go out there and have sex with men without protection. That just gives women another, I can get paid for having a baby now. Oh my God. That just gives every woman across the fucking United States to open their legs. Black, white, Spanish, anyone, a fucking reason to open their legs, Kanye. Give you $1 million or something like that. Is what he says, verbatim. Listen. No. Fuck no. I'm not giving nobody no money for having it. There are programs that the government is able to help if you're not Planned Parenthood. They help, even if you have the kid, they are there to still help you and help in ways for you to carry on and to kind of like provide for the child. I think, I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. That's kind of what I remember on like details. And I'm not completely on it, but details. But for that to anything else, damn, nigga, like, no, not I'm giving nobody $1 million. Shit, $25,000. Most women out there who get child support from them baby daddies take that money and use it for themselves. And other women don't take half of that money and put it away. So I don't fuck with that idea at all, because this is just the abuse of the system or whatever you're trying to build. This can be abused, and he's not really thinking this out as he's talking. He's kind of just riffing off. And he continues.
Are we running in 2020? Okay, so tell me this. If you had had the opportunity to be given $1 million just for being pregnant, would you have considered? And then everybody would start making children, the greatest gift of life, and then there would be $1 million children on this beautiful planet. So she said, I don't have the funding. And wait a second. Be quiet for a second, please. I do not have the funding for it, but I have the platform to present the idea.
Now, I like when he says it to her. If you given $1 million, would you have your kid? And that sounds tempting to someone. You know what? But that's like bribing them. Here's $1 million. Now you can have your baby. But do you really want to have your baby? That's the thing. And do you have to give that money back if you don't have the child? There's a problem with that logic. It does not stick, Kanye. It does not stick. You cannot say, hey, I'm going to give you $1 million, have that baby. And then someone in the crowd says, if you give her money, somebody else, everybody will just be having kids. And he's like, and he smiles like, what's wrong? 1 million children living on this earth, just like, like my child. Once again, he's pushing his beliefs onto other people and bribing you to have kids because he wants you to feel the same joy and energy. Some people aren't made for that. Some people are, some people aren't. I respect it. At the end of the day, this stance on abortion is not a solid stance. Yes, he believes that people should have the right to have abortions. They shouldn't be illegal. But there should be a limit, like a gap point. Like, hey, we need more, like, hey, you should have the baby or something like that. A lot of doctors really force certain patients. Do you really want to abort it? Did you ask the husband? Stupid shit like that. Sometimes women will give the input of the man. The man will say, it's up to you, it's not my body. And most guys like me are just like, I don't fucking know what to do in a time like this. Yeah, I busted a nut. At the end of the day, I'm not giving birth to it, so it's up to you. Bribing someone with $1 million just to have a baby, go through pain, and what if she dies in the operating table? What happens to that money? It goes to me. It goes to that kid. You think I'm gonna use $1 million to take care of my child? Also pay that hospital bill, because hospital bills are, ooh, and this gives hospitals even more incentive to bill you higher. Your child's worth $1 million fucking dollars. This gives hospitals more chance to bill you. This gives companies and other government organizations more chance to fucking take money out of you. This is not a good idea. And Kanye goes on even further to say he has the idea that he can present it to other people. But in reality, your idea is nice. It's a small understanding package, but it's not solid. Just gonna say that much.
The first thing I said was, how about a $50,000 stipend? But that's not gonna work because I listened to what Georgia said. Georgia said, okay, this person is mentally ill. This person is in a society that won't allow it. Then I went into the design of community and said that it takes a village to raise a child. It's not simply a money situation. It is a people situation. It is a heart situation. It is a spirituality situation. It is a God situation. It is a family situation. Money can't fix it. Money's not even real. Is Bitcoin real? Does the gold back the money? At what point can someone just press delete and turn the lights out, all the electric? Did you guys see New York go dark? Did you guys see World Trade Center go down? Did you guys see all jobs stop for 6 months? So no one can tell me what God can't do.
Holy shit. And then even further, the man talks about, you can't tell me what God does. Before then, he mentions a $50,000 stipend. But she says certain people who are autistic, who have mental illness issues, he's like, we build communities for those people. Because it's not about a money issue. What? It's about a community issue. It's about an empathy issue. It's about having heart. It takes a village. Listen. The whole it takes a village is true. But we're not in those times anymore. Cul-de-sacs, neighborhoods, people do protect their own because they feel at peace in these areas. Let me break it down to you simply like this. It is an everything issue. It is a money issue. It is a housing issue. It's an area issue. It's a weapons issue. I don't want to raise my kid in the hood. Let's just be real. I'm straight up. I'd rather go somewhere safer. There are places on this earth that are much safer than where the fuck you live. It's just how it is. You can live an actual long fucking life. It's the place you live that is more a hindrance to that. In reality, I get his stance. I understand what he's trying to say. It is respectable. It is. But the whole creating communities, the whole issues, that's more of a thing to kind of poke at and kind of dissect and really analyze a little more there. It's more of a financial issue. The reason people aren't having more kids, yet it is financial. It is the reason they live. It is probably their mental state. It is their families. There's a lot of problems with that, and you can't really analyze most of it. I'm just saying. And what makes all this funny? Kanye smoked. See?
My first rally, and I did smoke a little bit last night.
The man laughed about lighting up, and no wonder he can't keep a coherent fucking conversation. He can't stay on track. He is on track in a little bit, but he has flaws in his speech. He has flaws in his whole campaign. I don't know what was I'm lying. I know running through this man's fucking head. Meryl Joanna. And he was high as fucking kite. He probably is high or coming down off his high. Because he does get interrupted. He does get kind of like fake, not bullied. He just gets kind of like ruffled. His feathers get ruffled 4 times in this. I shit you not. And we're going to hit those in a little bit. But holy shit, Kanye, what's wrong with you?
No billionaire. And he talked about... No, I don't want to use his name. Hey, bro, I told you I ain't gonna use his name. Hey, you told me to use his name. You think I work for you? Sir? I don't think I don't have to listen. Everybody knows. You think I don't know what to say? Everybody knows. No, it ain't on everyone's around. I heard it from her. No, she got some problem. I heard it from her. No, you don't get me. Hey, what about the Geechee? You probably one of the bricks out there. You probably one of them. Oh, I got my papers from patient. Shit, why my papers, Charger? Be patient. Hey, somebody go grab him and take him out.
As we can see from these 3 encounters, let's be real, this was the end of his rally. After that guy got kicked out, this whole shit was done. Bro, I watched this whole video from left to right. A lot of people left, a lot of people stood. Listen, if I had to vote between Kanye West, I don't vote for Trump and I'm not voting for Biden, I'd probably pick Kanye West. He's the lesser of 2 evils, I ain't gonna lie to you. Biden has been outed as like a pedophile or some crazy shit, touching kids and being very oddly weird around like little kids and like photo ops and being very, very, very touchy. I don't know, maybe he misses his youth or something. But he's wilding the fuck out there. There's so much footage of Biden doing some extra shit. Scary as hell. And Donald Trump, I would just rather not have Trump. Because Trump became president, the whole fucking country became straight up, opened the door, wild buggy. I thank this virus, like I keep saying, for all of these weird ass Karens. This virus has showed us how racist this country is, how stupid Florida is, how stupid people are in general, and how wild everyone can get. I'm not gonna lie to you, people can get bugged out wild. When stores started opening up officially and things started getting back to normal, wild. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that's why I think this virus, it really opens and shows you what's happening with the place you're in. Like, oh, everything is nice and beautiful. Psych, motherfucker, I'm about to put the stop on that. You think this is just gonna be every single year that you think you go into a new year? Do you know I always pray for just shit to just go kind of okay? And look what happens. It goes out of its fucking mind. Kanye's entire rant, entire thing was not organized. Like I said before, no microphones, no better way for me to hear people, no better way to hear conversations. And you can see right here in these last 3 clips, he can't take this type of brutal, like not brutal assault, but comments. He can't take that. Kanye West, like I said in the beginning, is not a man who can debate. He's not a debater, not a mass debater. I don't want to say that. It's wild. It's fucking hilarious. But he can't have these type of vocal conversations and arguments. If you can't do this, bro, what do you expect people wanting to love you for? You want people to love you, but you can't talk the talk. Bitch, I ain't walking the walk. It's not happening. It's not happening. But what do you think? If you watch the whole entire video, click it in the description. It's wild. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's long as fuck. Whoever had their phone or camera or whatever, nigga should have zoomed in a little more. I'm not gonna or got into the front. This was long as piss. I'm sweating from head to toe. I turned off my fucking AC for this shit. I love Kanye. I would vote for him because it's better than the two white motherfuckers. I'm just saying. I'm tired of bullshit. I'm better than you two. I'm just being real with that. That's honesty. Like, if somebody else was running that I paid attention to their campaign, I would have completely been like, oh yeah, like, no, there's been a virus, there's been shit running wild, people destroying shit, controversy on YouTube, me hating on The Last of Us. I'm fucking around. The game is bad. I'm not hating, it's actually just bad. But there's a whole lot of truth here. Like, straight up, Kanye is trying to make points. He does have valid points, and some of his points just kind of fall flat. But he needs to better condense his arguments. He needs to better find the solution to his words. For me, the same way when people come to a video and they comment something. Last video with Nick Cannon, somebody just called me a racist, and I hate Jews because I'm not damning Nick Cannon's words. Like I said before, and I watched the whole video, and I told people to pay attention. Nick Cannon did not outright say Jewish people are evil. He didn't say that. No, in that entire video, he didn't say that. In my entire video, I didn't say, yeah, I agree with him. No. I did say to the person in the comments section, because the conversation still kept going, and I've had to learn this myself, to shorten my words. I always keep going. Kanye needs to do the same thing. Shorten your words. I commented, hey, what are you talking about? Nick Cannon did not say Jewish people were blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't lead anything to happen. If he said it or not, the conversation still opens the door. Kanye West needs to condense his words a little more to further the conversation on what he wants to talk about. He is pushing the envelope, but how far can you go until the envelope is just kind of ripped to shreds? You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't stick no more. But hopefully, he gets to do another campaign run again, and he kind of gets it settled. Like, maybe this is the first time it's bad, but Kanye does learn from these type of situations, and if he's able to learn from it, he's able to come back from it. He's able to be like, yo, there's no good video out there. We need to get some better video. We need to get some microphones, next time some chairs, a proper campaign. When he says he's putting his life on the line, I understand that. But just like these 3 or 4 people who kind of challenged him, he wasn't able to keep his cool. You know, he was kind of aggressive. Like, you can't do that when you're trying to run for presidency. Yeah, he's peaceful, he's Kanye, but at the same time, you have to learn to self-take in and be like, you are a pussy. As simple as that. But what do you think? What do you think of the whole video? What do you think of Kanye's statements? Do you kind of fuck with his statements? Do you not fuck with his statements? I'm the man on the couch. Let me know what you think. This is your boy Fat Man. Remember to like, remember to subscribe. Remember to hit the bell icon to be notified for future videos. So, from me to you, make sure to never give up, never surrender, and keep on grinding and mad love. So, make sure you wash your goddamn hands, stay away from grandma and grandpa, and be safe out there. Wear a condom. Don't nut in her mouth. Peace, and I'm out. Yo, Kanye's crazy, man. This motherfucker West is stupid.
And God said, if you fuck with my vision, I'm gonna fuck with yours. In risk or no risk of losing whatever deal possible, I am not on the board at Adidas. I am not on the board at Gap. And that has to change today. Or I walk away.
Shit.
Getting on drum.
You
You little niggas gonna stop acting like my shit ain't the grill.
Where's the last
Some of you
one?
niggas get your front teeth for grills. And I ain't talking about the contract, I got you.
Ain't loving these fake hoes. Room smelling like 8 switches. Room service like 2K. NBA, I'm ballin', nigga. All the niggas falling like autumn, nigga. Talking shit, I saw them niggas. Now they daughter want a picture. Rough, ain't it? Fuck famous.
Yeah, man.
Niggas too real, got the most haters. Wrote a story, so Stephen Curry. How it feel to be golden?